What does a man need?
Ooh, that's a big one.
Just tell us. Give us all the juice.
So what does a man need from a woman?
Yeah.
Okay, because there's some things that he can only get his need met by God himself. You see. But we'll talk about that a little bit later on. You know, but I'll say the number one need for a man is going to be honor. His number one need is to feel or to sense that he is honored by his wife, by his children.
Okay, but what does that look like? Give us a picture or something.
I can tell you what it's not like. It's
we'll work with that.
You know, so we'll go with the opposite extreme. It's when a woman talks to him in a manner that belittles him. Almost like treat him like a kid, like a mother, or a really mean, nitpicky, friend that always is finding fault with them or putting them down, not esteeming them highly or trusting him to be capable to hold his own. A guy wants to feel like, hey, I'm thinking things, I'm dreaming things, I'm contributing to the home, and you support me and you're with me, but you're not antagonizing me. You're not
questioning you.
I don't know if it's so much questioning me as much as how the approach is when the questions are brought.
Okay.
So I don't have a problem with you wanting to know more information at any given moment. I'm open to submitting to and listening to your heart and hearing your heart. But it's one thing for a person to say, for you to approach me and say, hey, we got this bill coming up. What do you think is the best way for us to do it? And then I say, well, I'm thinking about it. And you like, well, how long are you going to think? You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like.
How long does it take for you?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that right there, there's a difference in tone. There's a difference in timing and approach and so a man needs, and sometimes depending on his personality, he needs space to think. Sometimes you guys need to agree on how long is too long.
That's what I was about to ask, because sometimes I agree with you. Just like women, we need time to reflect, to think. But then how much time is too much time?
That depends on the couple. I think you guys have to work together on a week-to-week basis to say, all right, here's the plan for the kids. Here's the plan for the bills. Here's the chores that needs to be done and by when and who's going to do what. When those things aren't established, it can leave a lot of room for disappointment to set in. And
assumptions.
Assumptions, as we say, lead to dysfunction, right? And so in order to eliminate those assumptions, we need to have mutual respect in conversations. Women see security as love as security, right? So in order for you to feel that I love you, you want me to prioritize you and put you first.
Okay.
And it's for me to see you as the number one person in the room and the number one person in my life, and I need to show that. Men experience love through honor.
So not through sex.
Sex is a really close number 2. It's right there. But honor...
They're like brothers.
Yeah. So ultimately, in how you approach and deliver information and how you even give critique, it could be done in a way where a person could get constructive feedback, but that's also in the midst of, or should be in the midst of, where they're also receiving affirmation, where they're receiving support. And sometimes I think that within relationships, depending on the personality types, a woman may be trying to give her husband support, but it comes off very critical, or it could be nagging. And so for men, however, I think that we might not do that great a job in expressing how we want the approach.
And I think it all comes from a good place. Like, I don't think a woman is nagging just for nagging's sake.
Right.
It's out of passion. It's out of purpose. It's out of maybe even wanting to take the marriage or go in the right direction.
Well, a lot of times I say with you needed answers. Yeah. And I was in my head processing, whatever problem we were facing. And I wasn't necessarily communicating all that was going on in my mind. And that kind of left you on an island to where then at that point you wanted to take initiative to fix it, to do it yourself, right? And for me, that was just like, all right, now you bypassing me and we're not working together. And it had, on my end, it wasn't nothing like I wear the pants, I'm in control, I'm making the choices. But it was like I was still in processing and you wanted to go ahead and transition into a plan. And in our book, Marriage in Transition, we talk about how husbands and wives can get on the same page. And if you haven't gotten the book, you desperately need it. And so hopefully this has helped somebody to
Yeah.
really get a grip on the idea of what honor looks like in marriage. If you have not yet, make sure that you like the video, share it with somebody, and don't forget to subscribe to Life with Sean and Lanette.